I would like to congratulate you because you've made a right decision to join this class. Inshallah, it will benefit you a lot. And our goal is to be able to understand the Quranic Arabic so that we know what we are saying when we are praying and what the Imam is saying when he is reciting something, and also when we listen to Quran during Taraweeh or when we read it. So that's our goal. And the right time is now because you're a student. You have plenty of time, and you can invest some time for Quran, and that will help you throughout your life. The time and effort that you spend now will go a long way, for all your life. So it is really a big, a treasure waiting for you. And for that, of course, you'll have to exert some effort and spend some time. And as I said before, this is the right time to invest in something like this. So with that, here is the schedule. This is the Facebook page. There is a link on the flyers. If you have not joined it, you might as well join it. We'll probably post information about the class here, and also there is a group website Azrul made. So all of us can inshallah join that, and we'll upload stuff there. So here is the syllabus, if you can read. Inshallah, we'll start from the study of noun. Noun is a basic thing in language, so we'll inshallah go into the technicalities later on. But inshallah, when we finish the first section, you will be able to identify different forms of nouns. Like for example, in this verse, you will be able to tell in what form this noun is. Okay, so that you will achieve inshallah sooner. So you'll start recognizing the forms of nouns. And then we'll start studying compounds. There are different types of compounds which we'll study. And at the end of our study, we'll be able to translate compounds like these. Some are from Quran, like Rabbul Mashriqaini wa Rabbul Maghribain. That is from Quran. This is not. This is Alimul Ghaibi wa Shahadati. That is from Quran. So we'll able to An-Nafs al-Mutmainnah is probably Ya Ayyatuha An-Nafs al-Mutmainnah. Yeah, that is from Quran. So we'll inshallah be able to translate these kind of compounds after we complete the study of compounds. And then we'll move on to sentences, complete sentences, but only those that require nouns and prepositions. We'll study affirmative sentences, negative, interrogative, mixed, and emphatic sentences. And at the end of this long section, this will be a bit longer because we'll cover a lot, we'll be able to translate sentences like these, and some of them are from Quran. Like, Huwa Rabbuna wa Rabbukum, wa lana a'maluna wa lakum a'malukum. This is from Quran. We'll be able to translate this and this from Quran. Lahum fid dunya khizyun wa lahum fil akhirati adhabun azim. And limanil mulkul yawm lillahi al-wahid al-qahhar. So it's pretty big achievement that inshallah when we finish this section, we'll be able to translate actual verses from Quran, and some are big, right? And then we'll do pronouns, and then also how to call others or address others. So that's just to give you a rough idea of what you will achieve, inshallah. But all will depend on our speed, how fast or slow we go throughout the semester. But inshallah, that's the goal for now. Okay. Now, I also wanted to make a disclaimer that I do not claim that I know everything about Quranic Arabic. Actually, I insist that I know very little. But inshallah, I'll try my best to share the little that I know with all of you. And inshallah, in the process, all of us will learn. So that's the disclaimer. And then, okay, as for my introduction, my name is Aurangzeb. I'm from Pakistan. I'm doing PhD in computer engineering. I learned Arabic on my own through books. I've taught Arabic grammar, Quranic Arabic, when I was in Pakistan for 2 years. So I have some experience. But that was in Urdu. This time it's in English. So that will be a difference. But we'll see how it goes, inshallah. As for the textbook, I haven't come across a really nice textbook in English that teaches Arabic grammar the way I like. The book that I followed was exceptional, and actually that was an outcome of centuries of experience. People in Indian subcontinent had been teaching Arabic to students for centuries, and throughout that process they came up with this style of teaching, and to me it was really wonderful because I didn't need any instructor. I just read the book and alhamdulillah I learned. So inshallah we'll follow it. For you, you will have to take notes. So please take notes, class notes, and we will also, if somebody has good handwriting, I may review the notes and we may scan them and put them on the website for the help of others. And also we are recording lectures which will be uploaded. It is highly recommended that you don't miss any class, because once you miss something, it will be hard to recover. But if you can't make it to class, please make sure that you go through the recording. And also it will be practical, so you will have to do a lot of exercises, okay? And so inshallah it will be engaging, and it will require work from you as well. The other thing about this class is it needs commitment and a real desire to learn, inshallah. So please stay committed and Allah will help you. Learning a whole language is not an easy process. But with commitment and effort, we can achieve everything. And since we are doing this for the sake of Allah, He will inshallah help us. Now, let's start, more formally. And I think I can turn this thing off because I'd like to use Blackboard. Anyhow. So some of you came late. Who cannot read Arabic? If I write something on the blackboard, who cannot read the word? Feel free to raise your hand. If you can't read, you can't read. Anyone else? So if I write something like the Arabic that you saw, you were not able to read it. No? Okay. So inshallah for you guys, we'll sit after the class and go through the Arabic letters, their sounds, how the words are formed. We said in the beginning and while advertising that there is no prereq for this class, but since majority knows how to read, so I think it won't be fair to spend much time on alif, ba, ta, tha, because then you guys will get bored and run away probably, which I don't want. So for you guys, we'll inshallah sit after the class. For now, I think I'll write in English as well. All right. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So we are going to learn a language of the Quran. How is language formed? What is language? It is basically a way to express ourselves, right? We use language to express ourselves. And what is language? It's, we first have words which have some meanings, and then we combine those words into meaningful sentences. So basically there are two things which form a language. First is words, and then the second thing is, oh, another announcement I wanted to make. My handwriting is very poor, okay? So that's your test, to read it and get familiar with it. And it's too late for me to learn how to write beautifully. We might use Han sometimes. His handwriting is wonderful. Okay, so language has words plus some rules to combine those words into meaningful sentences. Okay, this is what is also called vocabulary, and this is something that you can never master. You always need the help of a dictionary, okay, or some books to read to enhance your vocabulary. But in the class, for the sake of translation, I will inshallah give you some words. So we'll work on this as well. But our main focus would be on the rules, on how to combine these words and to form them in meaningful sentences. And that part is basically what is called grammar. This is vocabulary and this is grammar. So in this class, inshallah, our more focus would be on grammar part, but we'll inshallah also work on increasing our vocabulary. So that is what basically a language is. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's a great blessing that we are given this ability to express ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran, Khalaqa al-Insan, wa allamahu al-Bayan. That the most beneficent, what he has done out of his mercy, that he taught the Quran. That's the best thing, the best guidance. And another thing that he did, Khalaqa al-Insan, that out of all his creatures, look, he created insan, he created human beings. How, just think about it. How perfect we are, how nice we look. What if we had a tail or we are created in the best form, and we are given intellect. We're given the ability to see. How clearly we see, how clearly we hear. So all of these things, we are actually a masterpiece of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creation. And then Allah says, Allamahul Bayan, that He taught us how to express ourselves. So this is a great blessing. We are inshallah going to learn Quranic Arabic. Okay, the other thing, I'll consult my notes quite often because it's been a while. Another thing, that language is always formed first. It comes into being when people collaborate, and after a language is formed and is well established, later on people try to come up with the rules. So grammar is extracted from the language afterwards. It doesn't work the other way, like computer languages. You don't first come up with the rules and then create a language based on those rules. It never happens. There was one exception, but that language also didn't, it couldn't spread. So in all the languages are formed first, and then the rules are extracted later. And since the rules are extracted later, there are many exceptions. Okay, there are many exceptions to the rules. But Arabic is considered one of the most scientific languages, because in case of Arabic, it is very well structured. and its grammar is very complete. There are fewer exceptions, and sometimes they themselves make rules. And it's very much like mathematics, so Azrul will probably enjoy more. And it's easy too. So we said that there are two things, words and rules. So let's do some definitions. Here is a thing which is called kalima. Can you read it? In Arabic, it will be something like this. There is another thing I wanted to tell you. Sometimes I will write in my Urdu style. Okay, it's a little bit different sometimes from Arabic script. Actually, there are many ways to write Arabic. So, like for example, this thing in proper Urdu we write like this. You know. But in Arabic, ka is probably like this, if I'm not wrong. So, but anyhow, I'll try to write like this. So, kalima. What is a kalima? Any meaningful word. Any word that has got a meaning is called kalima. Now, what happens is that there are so many words in any language. What they do is they categorize these words in categories, okay? Those are called parts of speech, if you remember from your English grammar, okay? Parts of speech is basically the categorization of kalimas, of the meaningful words. In case of English, how many parts of speech do we have? I'm not testing your English grammar. 8, okay. But in case of Arabic, we have 3. And actually, it is also true about Urdu and Farsi. We have 3 parts of speech. And they are noun, any other? Verb, and adjective. No, in case of Arabic, okay, if we talk about English, yes, adjective is a, and pronouns are, yeah?
Object?
No. Parts, okay, I'll help you. Prepositions. So in Arabic, these are 3. And this is called ism. You can write it as ISM. Verb is fair. You can write as, this is tricky actually. I don't know. Sometimes Arabs use this 3 to mean ayn because the sound is different. So fail, probably like this. And then preposition is hab. Now I wrote it in Urdu style. Yeah. Maybe like this. Hab. Okay. So, and this you could write with capital H to mean ha, and there is another ha, we can write it with small h, ha. This should be only for maybe this class and one more class, then we'll get away with English. We'll only study Arabic if you are all able to read. Okay, so these are the 3 parts of speech in Arabic. Pronouns, adjectives, they fall under noun. Okay, so now we will inshallah define these as they are in Arabic. So first of all, noun or ism. So do you remember the definition from English grammar?
Person, place.
Huh?
Person, place.
Yeah, it's the name of a place, person, or thing. Okay, name of a place, person, or thing. But that's just English definition, because they have other 5 parts of speech as well. But Arabic noun is much more than that. It includes adjectives also, which means characteristics of any of these things. Okay? So characteristics or adjectives, whatever you call them, are also part of Arabic noun. And then any reference to these, characteristics of these, of a place, person, or thing, and any reference to a place, person, or thing is also a noun. In this case, it's also called pronoun. Pronoun. And then any action, description of an action is also a noun. As long as there is no time involved. We'll see what it means. That is also called a noun. Like for example, I say to eat. Okay? To eat describes an action, but there is no time factor involved. It's just a description. So that is also called noun. Some examples. So you see, the definition of noun is, in Arabic, is more involved. It's not just the name of a place, person, or thing, but also characteristics of any of these, or reference to any of these, or description of an action when time is not involved. Some examples. For example, here, man. Okay, it's the name of a kind, and then truthful. This is the characteristic of man. And then here is an action, to beat. Okay, let's see what the corresponding words in Arabic are. Man is called rajulun for now. Truthful is sadiqun or sadiq. And then to beat is wudu. Okay, I don't know how close it is, but daraba. Okay, darbun. That's these are. Should I write in what they call it, transliteration? Should I write? Okay. Rajulun. For now, this is just there. We'll talk more about it later. So you could call Rajul, okay? And then Sadiq. And this one is also there for now. And Darab. So I will differentiate this the. I will write the with small d, and this sound with capital D for now. Darb. And this one is there. The next is verb. Fail. Fail has action, plus very important thing that it has time when that action happened. And time, how many times we have?
Past, present.
Past, present, and future. Of course, there are other smaller categories as well, but major it's past, present, and future. So in order to, for a kalima, for a word to qualify to be a verb, there has to be an action plus an associated time when it happened. In that case, there is no time. But if I say, he will beat, okay, from Arabic point of view, then it will become a verb. Because now there is an action of beating and there is a time that he or she will do so in future. Okay? So this is important. Action plus time. If there is no time, it will become noun. Some examples. Went. Okay? This is an action. And time is also associated with it, that it happened in the past. Another example, will drink. So, for this, we will say, ذهب, he went. Will drink, يشرب. So that's for verb. We'll inshallah get into more details about verb later on. For now, it suffices to say that it includes an action that is done in a certain time. So time factor is there. The next is prepositions. Or harf. This is the third part of speech. We require noun, verb, and now harf. So harf basically are those kalimas, are those words which have their meaning, but their meaning is not clear. So they depend on other words to clarify their meaning. For example, from. From has some meaning, but it is not entirely clear from what. Okay? So it requires another word. It depends on another word to clarify its meaning. For example, from masjid. Now it becomes clear where from. Okay? So from, and then similarly to where. So I say to the market, or to a market from a masjid, let's say. On what? On a horse, maybe. So these are prepositions. In Arabic, from would be min. From is min. Mim noon. With a kasra here. Min. But it does not mean, it is not clear. So if I say from a masjid or from the masjid, I will say minal masjid. Now it would mean from the masjid. To a market, to is ila. Ila means to or towards. Let me make them the. Okay. So this is the harf. Ila means to or towards. But it is not clear. So when we say to the market, we say ila suq. Change this to ila suq, to the market. And similarly, on is Ala. Ala means on. And when we want to say on the horse, it would be Alal Farasi, on the horse. We'll read about these more in detail later on. For now, it's just for the sake of definitions and some examples. Now the time for a quiz. What is a kalima? Who would tell? Who doesn't raise hand? Okay, others will tell. Okay, any meaningful word of the language is called kalima. Any meaningful word. So all of these examples are of kalimas. Okay, what's parts of speech? Yes.
Fi'al, ism.
No, what's the definition? What is it?
Definition of ism is.
No. Definition of parts of speech. So it's basically categorization of all the meaningful words. So we categorize them in three categories in case of Arabic. So how many categories are there in case of Arabic? Somebody else? Yeah. 3. Which are those? First one is noun. Okay, second is verb. Third is preposition. So ism, fi'l, and harf. Now, what is an ism? You know. Anybody who doesn't know?
No.
Okay, who doesn't know? Raise your hand. Oh, everyone knows. Okay, I can ask anyone. So what is a noun?
Describe place, person, and things.
Okay, it's a name of a place, person, or thing. But it's more than that. What else is included? Yes.
It includes the characteristics.
Characteristics of any of these, of a place or person or thing. And then, it's not a test. Anyhow. And it also includes reference to any of these, which also is called pronoun. And what else is included? Description of an action without time. Actually, it may be more than that. But for now, we can keep the definition like this. Actually, it might not be wrong to say that whatever is not a harf or not a word is a noun. Put everything in this. Okay? And it is the biggest category. Okay. And so here are some examples. Rajulun, sadaqun, verbun. This is the name of a kind, you can say, or name of a thing. We are things, human beings. So, and then this is the characteristic, and this is the action without time. So 3 examples. And fi'l is action with time. And these are some examples. Prepositions are those words which need other words to clarify their meanings. They have meanings like from, to, on, but it's not entirely clear what they mean unless we have another word with them. And so here are examples: min, ila, ala. So these are prepositions. So that was for some definitions. And now I will actually give some more definitions since we are talking about definitions. Are you guys, does everyone know about these things that I put? Who doesn't know? You don't. Okay. Well, inshallah, sit after this class. So to give you a quick, these are some of the signs, you can say, that, or punctuations maybe. I don't know what's the right word for these. But these are put either on top of the letters or below, and they imply sounds. Okay. And there are these. Okay, so in Arabic, these are called harakat. Harakat is a plural. So each one of them will be called haraka. Okay, movement. Yeah. So
Articulation.
articulation. Okay, that's right. Thank you.
Sometimes vowels.
Yeah, vowels too. But vowels are also alif, vav, and ya. But anyhow. So these are harakat. This one is called fatha. Okay. This goes on top of a letter. Like rajulun. So it's ra. You know, it's not ri, not ru. It's ra. So it's called fatha. And then the one which goes below, that's how I will write it. That it goes below the alphabet. That's called kasra. And then its sound is e. This is a, e. Maybe I should write a, e. And this is called dhamma. It's like oo. Okay, so it will become ra, ri, ru. Okay. And then this thing is called sakoon. There will be no movement. There will be no articulation for this. So it will be ar. Like it will become ar. You won't say ara or ari or aru. It will become ar. You'll just say it. And then I'm assuming that you already know. Okay. And then comes shadda. It is called shadda, and it is to emphasize. Like if I say, so it will be marra, ra. There is an emphasis on ra, and we'll later find out that it is basically two ra's combined into one. But for now, we can just say that we put an emphasis on it. So it will be ra, marra. Okay. So that's shadda. Now, another thing is, okay, these three, double fathas, double kasras, and double dhammas. These three are called tanween. Okay? Three of them, they are called tanween. It has the sound of an. This has the sound of in. And this has the sound of un. An, in, un. Okay? It sounds funny, but a, I, u, and an, in, un. Okay. So these are all harakat. Now another definition. It's called i'rab. I'rab. If I try to write it in English, maybe i'rab. What is an i'rab? I'rab is the haraka on the last letter of a word. For example, this thing. Take this word. This is a haraka, this is a haraka, but this is an i'rab. So i'rab is the haraka on the last letter, and it has some significance. That's why I'm giving you this definition. So i'rab is the haraka on the last letter of a word. So all of these have this tanween as their i'rab. Alright. Too basic? Thus far? Very basic? Are you guys bored? Or are you learning something? Inshallah, actually I try to spend a little more time on the basics because then it makes you feel comfortable and things start making more sense as we go on, inshallah. So just be patient with me. Okay. Enough with the definitions. Now we are trying to be a little more serious about nouns. Noun is the largest category among other parts of speech. So first we'll try to understand them. We've already seen what noun means. Okay. Do I need to ask you? Okay, let's try. So what is a noun?
Reference to the object.
Mm-hmm.
Description of the action.
Without time? Right. Yeah, well done. Okay. When we will inshallah study noun from all its dimensions. A noun in Arabic has 4 dimensions. Okay, the word is 3-dimensional we say, but noun is 4-dimensional. It has 4 dimensions. What are those? First dimension is case. Okay. The second is gender. Maybe I should say dimensions. The third dimension is number. And the fourth one is called kind. So any noun in Arabic must have all these 4 dimensions inside it. Okay. Like this word, it has a case, it has a gender, it has a kind, and it has a number. All 4 things are, embedded in it. So we got to learn those 4 dimensions. First is case. A noun in terms of a case can be in one of 3 forms. There are 3 types of cases. First is called nominative. In English it's the same. So nominative case, objective case, and third is possessive case. So in terms of case, a noun must be in one of these 3 cases. Either it will be in nominative case, or objective case, or possessive case. Gender. Either it will be masculine or feminine. Now Arabic is unique when it comes to a number of a noun. All other languages that I know of has 2 numbers, singular and plural, right? But Arabic has 3. It has singular, and it has double or dual, whatever you call it, and then it has plural. Okay. All right, I can take kind to the next side. In terms of kind, an ism and a noun would be either common noun or proper noun. All right? So I said that any noun would have all these four dimensions. So this word, this noun, has a case which is either nominative or objective or possessive. This word also has a gender, this noun, which is either masculine or feminine. This word has a number embedded in it, which is either singular or double or plural. And it has a kind. It is either a common noun or a proper noun. All right? Make sense? Okay. So now we have to study all of these. And you can see there are many possibilities. So a noun will be transformed into different forms. Like for example, if it's rajulun for one, it won't be rajulun for two or for plural. It will change, okay? It will probably become rijalun for plural. So we have to study those rules, how to transform a noun based on these things. So we have to comprehensively study it. Let's start with the case. Okay. For now, we'll study these three cases: nominative, objective, and possessive. But we will assume that all others have default values. Like for example, we'll assume that for now gender would be masculine. It may be feminine sometimes, but we'll assume it has the default gender of the word. Okay. And similarly, number would be singular, and kind for now would be common. So we'll keep these three fixed and change these three. So we'll keep number, gender, and kind fixed and vary the case, just to study what possible variations are. Let me start from here. So we said there are three cases. Which are those? Nominative, objective, and possessive. Let's see what they are called in Arabic. Maybe write nominative here. Nominative, objective, and possessive. This is called raf'un or raf'. This is called nasbun, and this is called jarrun. You don't have to remember them. If you don't like them, just write it down once, maybe for reference. But we can call them nominative, objective, possessive. But if you like, we could use raf'un, nasbun, jarrun. Yeah.
What is the objective and
Case of a noun. Nominative case is the default case of a noun, which means that a noun will be in this case unless there is a reason to take it to this case or to possessive case. So that's the default case. Now we'll see how a noun looks when it is in this case. So there are basically three categories of noun in terms of case, like how the variations happen. Most of the nouns fall in this first type. I would call it first type, okay, for now. So what happens in this first type, that the i'rab of the noun is tanween here, and it is two dhammas, and here it is two fathas, and here it is two kasras. For example, it will become clear with an example. Waladun. It is in the nominative case, since it has a tanween which is two dhammas in its i'rab. That's why I said i'rab is important. When it goes to this case, what happens? It becomes waladan. So this noun, when it is in nominative case, it is waladun. When it goes to objective case, it becomes waladan. And when it goes to possessive case, it becomes waladin. So we will remember the rule. It sounds funny, but an, in. Okay, that's the rule. An, in. That the i'rab, the last harakat, would be in case of nominative. In case of objective, it will become an, and in case of possessive case, it will become in. Waladun, waladan, waladin. So if I give you more, you should be able to change the case. For example, if it is rajulun, yes.
What does wadu mean?
Okay, sorry. Right now I was working on getting you identified with the variations. So I was in. So rajulun in nominative form, objective form, possessive form. What will it become here?
Rajulan.
Rajulan. And what will it become here? No, it's Rajul. It's his daddy.
Consistent.
Okay. Rajulun, Rajulan, Rajulin. Simple, right? So now we could change the case of a noun very easily. We know that when it is in nominative case, in its i'rab, which is the haraka on the last letter, you see, these two stay the same. Are you noting it? These two harakas are the same. Only the last haraka is changing. That's why we gave it a new name, i'rab. Okay. Now it's a common error, I should say, to call all of these as i'rab. When you talk about i'rab, they include these as well. But technically speaking, that they are harakat. I'rab is only the haraka on the last letter, and it changes. That's why it's significant. Now, other examples. Okay, another thing that I wanted to say. When we read this word as it is, we say kitab. we don't say kitabun. Okay? When we speak, we say kitab. Or if it is in a sentence, we do say the i'rab in the middle of the sentence, but for the last word we don't say the i'rab. We will stop at kitab. Okay? Like for example, if there is a word for example, if you read this thing in the Quran, you will say kitabun and mubin. If there is an ayah, you will stop at mubin. You won't say mubinun. Okay? And similarly, if there is just single word as this, you will say kitab, not kitabun. But now, since we are learning, okay, and we know that it does matter. It does matter what the i'rab is. So for the purpose of this class, we will say kitabun, kitaban, kitabin. Okay? We won't say kitab. And don't tell this outside this class, because people who know Arabic will say your teacher is just okay. So kitabun, and here it will become kitaban, and here it will become kitabin. Talked about definitions. What is kalima? What are the parts of speech? Definitions of noun, verb, preposition, their examples. And then we started studying noun, which we'll inshallah study comprehensively. And we said that noun has 4 dimensions. And whenever there is a noun, it has all 4 things inside it, which we need to know. And these 4 dimensions are case, second, gender, third, number, fourth, kind. Good. In terms of case, how many cases are there? 3 cases. Which are those? Nominative, objective, possessive. Gender, you must be familiar. Masculine and feminine. And how many numbers? 3. 1, 2, and plural. Okay. Singular, double, and plural. And kind, which are 2 kinds? Common noun and proper noun.